everybody, welcome to another On the Paint Table. This is my weekly show where we get a look at what I've gotten done painting-wise this week, take a look at some upcoming work in progress and projects that I have in the future. It's a good way to get a sneak peek in what I'm working on and what kind of videos you might see coming out in the next little while. So I did a bunch of stuff this week. I knocked off a few projects that I wanted to get done for Sphere N3 that I'm pretty excited about. Moved an army that had been playable in N2 on Infinity back up to like options and almost fully playable in N3. And I got some stuff that's been on my painting table that I've been super excited about, but have, well, you'll see. There's a reason why, but I painted some stuff because I really wanted to paint it and then made an excuse to film with it. And then I've got some upcoming stuff that I think you should be excited about too. So let's not keep you waiting any longer. Let's take a look at what I got done this week. The first will be my Tohaa. So this got done for some videos you've seen actually yesterday that Owen and I made highlighting some of the changes in Sphere N3. I got a big chunk of these finished. There's actually a bunch left that I want to do. You'll see some of the unpainted pile, some that's not assembled yet, but there's some other odds and ends that I want to have done. Just so that my Tohaa have lots of current range options. First thing, some Guerrilla specialists, K-Tail specialists. The names are almost impossible to remember. I'm going to butcher this. And they've got Symbiomates / Symbio Bombs. They're probably all going to be Symbiomates because honestly, having your link leaders just be invulnerable for a turn is kind of amazing. And that's usually what they'll be. Then we've got two Coattail mobile troops, one with double. Basically, if you want to pay the SWC, have a 24-inch +3 and +1 to your damage. You take the Spitfire. If you want to have the same burst though, slightly reduced range because you're good up to 16, yeah, be no SWC I think, or maybe just 0.5. You take the double combis. Double combis is good. It's just an affordable less SWC option. So it's almost like I've got the basic and discount versions of each other for these two Coattails. I think they're probably my favorite two options. There's an FO version too, but I like this guy as a hunter. He'll probably just be used as that. Then we've got this right here. It's a Spec Ops Mini. I'm using him as a Sukiel. It's the best. I'm painting a second one right now. I want to K1 Combi, Forward Observer, Mimetism, Symbiont. You can give him a Symbiomate so that he can just ignore a hit too. They are the link leader of choice, I would say, probably in Sphere N3. Then we've got a Sakiel, no, not Sakiel, a boarding team, a Raziel boarding team with the synced Heavy Flamer, and she's got a Spitfire. And then we've got my second Clipsos, because you gotta have two, because one's never good enough. Gautaros right there, and a Kosweel Assault Engineer. He was really good for his K1 Combi. I think he's just going to get replaced almost by the Sukiel. Most of the jobs that he could do, because the only thing he's really good for, that Engineer is good for in this list, is to do classifieds. There's nothing with structure. Everything's got wounds. So you're not really taking a Shaxx Servant to do any rebuilding of stuff. Two more McCalls. I've got two more in the wings. I want to have 6 that I can use because they're just the best thing ever with heavy flamethrowers. And that's it. So there's my current painted. I got this all painted between Monday and Wednesday, basically, these Tohaa guys. I had a blast painting them. If you want to know where the bases are from, I believe they're from Forgecraft deck plating bases. I originally bought them for a Marine project I was doing, but then the Marines all switched to 40K Marines, switched to 32s. And they just ended up as my Tohaa bases. There's something cool about the low-tech bases and the high-tech kind of guys. It's a good clash. So there's the first thing I got finished this week. And now I am super excited about these. My classic Possessed Warband just gets bigger and better. So on the left, we got old Blue. You're my boy, Blue. He's the weirdest of the Possessed miniatures, the classic Possessed miniatures. So the dude has so many faces, it's not even funny. He's got his old man face, belly face, each knee has a face on it. Then he's got a whole other head on the back of his head. Then he's got another face on his butt cheek. He's got a face on his heel, or at least a mouth on his heel. He's just covered in faces, man. He's just the weirdest mini ever. Weird tentacles growing out of him, spiny. He's got a big hand and a claw. I don't know. There's something about these old Chaos Minis that I just love. I love how weird and creepy they are. So yeah, I'm super excited to have him. Thanks so much to the fan that sent him to me. He's just awesome. And then the same thing goes here for these Beastmen. These are the classic Mordheim Beastmen. And they are probably 3 of the coolest Beastmen minis, I think, of their age. They're in between the original Beastman sort of sculpting style and the newer Beastman look, so they're a bit bigger than the old ones. And they're all armed the same, so swords and daggers, so you can take them as one group, which I think is awesome. I painted them up in sort of the classic reddish fur with gray sort of accents, so they turned out really cool. And again, if you're gonna ask about bases, you're gonna see Widgets and Wonders in this in the future. These are my 3 pilot bases using the rollers from Green Stuff World. Now this is the Cobblestone base roller, and these are just rolled directly on 25mm bases using Green Stuff. You'll see more on that in a demonstration in the future, but they turned out really nice, and I'm super excited because like literally I can make Cobblestone bases now any size I want, however many I want, forever, which is kind of super exciting. So there it is, there's my Mordheim stuff that I got done this week for my Possessed warbands. Super excited. I'm 2 miniatures away. The original Alt Magister pointing with the club, and the other alternate Dark Soul. I think he's got a Morning Star. And then I've got all the original Possessed Minis, and the great miniature symmetry. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for helping me collect a warband that I've wanted to have forever. So next up, some work in progress on my Pulp Buildings. These are cardstock, heavy laser cut card from MC Studios. I've gotten all my airbrushing done on them, and I gotta do some hand painting to finish them off. But they are super cool. Big giant brownstone, this little here sort of like classic row house tenement or apartment, and then a fire station. And this is gonna look great. You guys have already seen the 3-foot urban mat I'll be using for this. This is gonna work great for Pulp games, for Batman, and for my zombie game. And to go with them, other work in progress, they're just assembled and primed, but I got my cops, and this is the Law. I have Batman, Commissioner Gordon, Alpha, Delta, and Gamma? I can't remember their names. The 3 SWAT guys. Tubbs with his flashlight and club, and another police officer. And of course, we've got Batman over here as well. So there is my Bat crew. You guys have been asking about it for a long time. Chris from Lords of War has been on me for a while too. I got these buildings finished, and the next thing I'm painting is them. On top of that, I got Armand with sniper rifle, and the new Q-Rail Preceptors with their beasts. I'll probably use the little one more than the big one, but I wanted to paint both of them just to have them. They've just got some basic tones airbrushed on them, and they're assembled and primed, but they'll be one of the next things for the Tohaa. I got other stuff I want to build too to get finished on top of that. So there's some of my work in progress for next week. All right, folks, so I hope you enjoyed that look at what's been done this week and what's coming up. I added another 5, 10, 15, 19 miniatures to my completed pile for this year. I think I'm sitting around 240 miniatures January through May. Yeah, so getting to 400 is looking like it's not gonna be too much of a problem. I'm just under halfway through the year, and I'm sitting over 200 so far. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do still though. So other things in my unpainted pile you'll see next week. Until then, I'm Ash. Happy